Oh, hello everyone. This is LVAO Toro of the Fancy Action Now, and I'm going to do a little bit of news and commentary behind somebody, behind them. So, oh wow. Okay, so I'm trying a live format in OBS, and I didn't want to go through. I wanted to go ahead and make this commentary video, and I didn't want to have to go through all of the editing and such. I just wanted to go ahead and put this out quickly and address the gaming news that's going on right now. It's heated up quite a bit. Everybody's been trapped for a while, and now people are just busting out. Okay, so the woke of us. We're just gonna step aside and let you take a look at that beautiful image there. But the woke of us has been making headlines, as is the reaction. Now, the title of this video is Sony and the Woke of Us, Sony and Sarkessian Undermine a Classic. So, I think what people are up in arms about, and I have to say I'm a little bit nonplussed about the whole thing, because I've watched some really scathing commentary on the what was released, and it was that Sony has come out now, or Naughty Dog has come out now and said, oh, it wasn't a disgruntled employee, it was by accident, or it was hacked, or it was this, or it was that. Again, I'm a guy who used to do corporate damage control, and I mean, okay, let's take it on its face. But essentially, what you have is you have the influence of Sarkessian, Feminist Frequency, and George Soros, who is basically her patron. I mean, that's the guy who is buying all these shares in Activision and such, and just starting to manipulate. Let's move you over, Anita, just a little bit. That looks evil. All right, so there you go. So what's funny about this is, what I thought is, first of all, none of this, the whole idea of the storyline of this thing, which is essentially you have Ellie becoming the villain, you have Joel being murdered by a transsexual person, you have Ellie in a same-sex relationship with a straight woman who's pregnant, and then so here's a few of the themes. Now, in and of themselves, these concepts are not wrong or evil or bad, but when they're shoehorned in all together like that, and the man is killed, and it's by a transsexual person. Now, it's okay. But what it is that you're in an apocalyptic scenario. Almost the entire population of the earth has been destroyed. The remnants of humanity are under siege by super aggressive, hyper strong monsters that hone in on you just by the very natural movements that you make. It is a nightmare scenario. So what I'm trying to say is, when you go back to the hierarchy of needs, let me see if I should have had that ready for this video. Let me see if I can go find the hierarchy of needs. The hierarchy of needs, yes. So, so let me try and pull one of these up. I tell you what. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it to go to the trouble. Okay. We'll go to the trouble, go to OBS, and we'll grab, let's see, image 3. We'll grab a different image. We'll give Anita a break. Let's see. Bear with me one moment. I was trying to do this quickly. Maslow. Okay. Okay. So here we are. And actually what I will do is all right. So here we are. We have the hierarchy of needs, and you can see me kind of look a little bit behind you there. So these are the priorities for being a human being. These are the priorities of being a person. So at the very bottom, you have physiological needs. This is the foundation of your priorities as a person. Air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, and reproduction. All of those things are under siege and are literally hand-to-mouth, day-to-day survival, etc., etc. What was underscored in the first game was stay quiet, don't fight if you don't have to, scavenge what you can, find other small little enclaves, settlements of humanity to get their help with survival. It was complete totalitarian government lockdowns in the city to prevent infection, and they were falling apart. The people were falling apart. The government structure was falling apart, as it will in a scenario like that. People are basically, it doesn't matter what the institution is, whether it's government or a family, a congregation. If you put enough stress on that, it will crumble. Okay, now it'll draw together, but keep the stress up. Keep growing. And eventually people just go, whoa, I need to go find some food. I need to run away so I don't get killed. Okay? So, I mean, this is really what they have ignored. See, this is what they underscored in The Last of Us, and they're ignoring in The Last of Us 2. So you only start worrying about this kind of stuff at the top of the pyramid, self-actualization. When you're running from the cordyceps monsters, are you worried about whether or not you're going to meet your perfect match? Regardless of your orientation, whether you're going to meet your perfect match or this, that, and the other. No, you're surviving. And projecting Ellie as the ultimate evil influence in the game literally underscores the purpose of the game, which is the cordyceps. Right? The cordyceps monsters. The disease, and then the ugliness of humanity. Which you can say, well, she's undergone so much trauma, she could have gone sociopathic. Now, you got to remember, in the first game, not psychopath. And again, why do we want to, why is it empowering for a female character to grow into psychopathy? And it's not really psychopathy. Psychopaths are born, they're not made. Sociopaths are made. So she literally becomes this like far spectrum sociopath. Some chronic, some acute sociopath. Okay, all right. And I don't understand that. Now, if there's a more subtle, nuanced story about her becoming cold to the fact of taking life, that is sociopathy. Sociopathy, you're going to start losing your empathy responses, your traditional empathy responses, as anybody who will survive in that kind of scenario will. That's part and parcel. I mean, if you have to kill other people on a day-to-day just to survive, that's going to change you from a schoolgirl. Okay? There's, again, so I look at that, and the first thing I thought about when I read through the story of The Last of Us 2 was they're ignoring the hierarchy of needs. This down here at the bottom is what they're working on all day, every day. It's not a matter of, and I'm not saying that, hey, a transsexual person isn't going to be worried about their desires or their want to express themselves or express the gender they're the most comfortable with. What I'm saying is that a realistic priority in this kind of scenario? Anybody's situation. When you get up in the morning, you're not going, hey, I really got to start looking for that number one. Nobody's going to be doing that. It's like, man, where's my next meal coming from? I haven't eaten in 2 days. I better be able to find some drinkable water. And I don't have any way to filter it. And I'm having trouble. It's raining. I can't make a fire. Now I got water, but now I'm going to get pneumonia. I mean, come on, man. Okay, the next step on the hierarchy of need, Maslow's hierarchy of need, safety needs, personal security, employment, resources, health. Again, there are no doctors. Maybe an encampment has one somewhere. There's no medical facilities, sterilized facilities that you know of. I mean, again, in the last half of the game, the Fireflies had one, but it was for human experimentation. So, I just it was just like too much stuff that had nothing to do with surviving a Earth-ending, human race-ending apocalypse. And everything was focused on, now here's number 3. Let's go through the whole hierarchy of needs. Love and belonging, friendship, intimacy, family, sense of connection. Okay? That's if you're lucky enough to have any kind of stability for more than 30 days. I mean, again, in this type of scenario, is stability going to be available and accessible? Oh my God. I don't even know if I'm grabbing sound right now. I hope so. No. I don't know if my audio is happening here. Let me see. There's nobody in the chat. Let me just test what I'm doing here. I don't even know if I'm grabbing sound right now. I am grabbing sound right now. Good for me. Okay. So So then we get down to, are you able to achieve love and belonging, friendship and intimacy? That is a tertiary priority. That is not something you're worrying about until everything below that is addressed. That's why he put it like this. He says, until you address these two on a consistent basis, forget the love and the touchy-feely and the relationships and things like that. Yes, are you going to form relationships? Yes, are you going to have affections? Yes, are you going to have like intimate relationships with people? Yes, of course. But is that the priority of your day? Is that the priority of your day in a plague basically a plague apocalypse? I mean, just hilarious, man. So, I mean, again, and then you can get into, how do I think about myself? How do I feel about myself? Am I a good person? Do people think I'm a good person? Do I contribute to the group? Do they remember me on my birthday? That shit is like way up there. I mean, you have to get all the rest of that done. Basically, it's saying the love and belonging, basically it's saying you only get that when you're helping yourself and other people to survive. You only get love and belonging when you're part of a group that is working for the mutual survival of its members. Okay? Again, until all that's locked up, you do not have time. You're getting up, you're farming, you're gathering water, you're chopping wood, you're building infrastructure, you're building security, you're walking the wall, you're carrying a weapon, you're defending the group. I mean, you have no time to sit there and maybe when you're walking around the wall, checking for holes and making sure none of the quadricep monsters sneak up and kill your whole group, maybe you're going to like think about like, oh, I wonder how people think about me. Oh, that person's pretty cute. I wonder if they like me. I'm going to, if I'm still awake after my 14-hour day or whatever it is, 20 hours a day, if I'm constantly working to keep people alive. That's why people didn't live that long in the frontier days, man. People didn't live that long. You lived to like 30 and 40. You lived to you were married at 14, you had kids, and hey, guys were dropping dead 40, 50 years old. If you made it to 60, you were an old timer. 60 years old was an old timer. You were lucky to make it past 50. Most guys in the frontier days died in their 40s, man. Their 40s, and a lot of them died sooner than that. I mean, they didn't have time to worry about, and men and women, but it's like it was hazardous, man. And we're talking about worse than that, worse than the Wild West, worse than the frontier days. We're talking about incredible hazards, incredible risks, lack of medicine, lack of rest, lack of anything. I mean, you're just going to be working your ass off until you drop dead. So then you get your esteem up here, and then you got self-actualization, desire to become the most that one can be. Okay. So we're going to get rid of that. All right, self-actualization. All of these like woke stuff in The Last of Us 2 really fall under the category of self-actualization, which is at the highest. You have to have everything worked out. That's why most people go through the midlife crisis. Not really a midlife crisis. It's really self-actualization. People look around and go, hey, I'm 40. Man, I got to learn how to sail a catamaran or something. I'm getting older, man. If I don't try some of these things I wanted to try, I'm going to be out of time. And you're right, you will. So, again, you're talking about all female empowerment, and the man gets killed by like a male to female transsexual person. I mean, I'm like, again, taken in pieces, it's not terrible, okay? I actually think a transsexual character could be quite interesting if you're not in charge of killing the male, the one male character in the game, the one big male character in the game gets iced, and that's what they get. That's the hook of this character. Couldn't it be a little bit more nuanced? Couldn't it be like a female is attracted to him and he hasn't had an opportunity to express himself as a woman because of the fucking apocalypse, and they have a little bit of a misunderstanding where she's attracted to him and he's like, hey, I don't want you in that way, but I want to be you. And then they form a different relationship like that and grow together. And maybe she helps him, express his femininity, or, gets him some clothes, gets him some makeup or something like that, or, helps to integrate him into the group. I mean, there's so many things to be done. But no, we're going to have this person kill. And again, in that way, you're actually engendering hostility for anybody who likes Joel, and everybody likes Joel. Why is it empowering to destroy such a powerful? And that's why he had to be killed. Because Miss Sarkessian met with the CEO of Naughty Dog and helped to generate this dead-end story. It's a dead-end story. They're killing it. And more than anything else, and that's one of the things, that's probably the unspoken thing. Joel was a failed father. He let his daughter die. And as a father, if you let your child die, whether it's your fault or not, you're like, oh, well, it wasn't Joel's fault. No, well, you assume fault as a parent. You assume liability as a parent. So he took the blame. It doesn't matter the army guy. It doesn't matter that the brother got him. His daughter was killed in his care. And he's carried that his whole life. And his only redemption, he became a completely different man. He became the man he had to be to keep Ellie alive. He became a killer. He became a deadly, deadly man. And I don't care if he was 50 or pushing 60 at the time. I think he'd have wrecked anybody coming up on him. I think he'd have wrecked him. You could clock him with a golf club. That guy doesn't care. He'll get you. I don't believe that either. Now, if he was ganged by cordyceps or something like that, I could see that. But a one-on-one confrontation? Come on, man. I don't know. All I have to say is Ellie's the villain. Joel is killed by a transsexual person. There's a female-female relationship where they're raising a child, so there's no man involved. Again, it's like, we don't need a man, so we're going to kill him off. I mean, essentially, it's female empowerment from the sense of, we don't need men. And what I'm going to say, because Joel is one of the most powerful male figures in video gaming, one of the most powerful male characters, and there are certain political elements that want to undermine the position of men in our society to control and manipulate society to their own ends. And what I'm going to say is going to be highly controversial. If you have an apocalypse, you're going to need men. You're going to need men. There you go. You have an apocalypse. You need men. This has been LVA Toro. Fancy action now for the gamer.